Hey guys, Natasha Tessier here, Dwell Realty and Design. Yes, it's still hot here in Houston, August, but not as bad as it has been. Today, I wanted to talk about how to decide where to live in the city of Houston. Hi there, I'm Natasha Tessier. I own Dwell Realty and Design. Welcome to my channel. I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. I love comments from my clients. If you want different content, if you have a question, anything. The other thing I want to tell you is you can get a hold of me anyway. If you look below, it should have my cell phone. You can text, you can call. If you want to go through neighborhoods and a Zoom and kind of a get to know you, then I do have to schedule that in advance, but not just to pick up the phone and have a conversation and get to know each other. So I think there's been some miscommunication on that. Today, I wanted to talk about how to decide where to live in Houston. It is a bit overwhelming. It is a huge city. It's spread out. So I'm just gonna kind of go over different areas, and I'm gonna start with where I live. I live in Montgomery, the city, also Montgomery County. However, Montgomery County also includes Conroe, Magnolia, the Woodlands, a vast number of suburbs. So I live in the city of Montgomery and the county of Montgomery. My kids go to Lake Creek High School. It's in Montgomery ISD. There are 2 high schools in the school district. A little bit on the smaller size. I would say average class size is 400 or so, whereas like the Woodlands, average class size is 1,100. So it's quite a bit smaller school for now. It's growing like crazy. It's one of the fastest growing counties. If you are looking for uber conservative area and schools, Montgomery is probably where you want to be. So I noticed like with my clients that are in the Woodlands, we've been talking, and I don't want to get into politics, but there's no like talking of pronouns or anything like that out here in Montgomery that I know of, or that my kids, discuss with me. Some of the books that they are reading are pretty bold, and the district has been pretty bold with us as far as they're not going to ask us our vaccine status. They're not going to ask the teachers their vaccine status, that they feel like if we live in a free country, if you want to get it, get it. If you don't. There are no masks, obviously. Most of Texas does not have masks. Although further in the city, when things, the COVID gets up or whatever, that's the first place that the masks come back. Out here, they've never come back. So if you're looking for super conservative, highly rated school district, a little bit further out, I would say it's 25 minutes from the Woodlands, the heart of the Woodlands. However, there is a ton of amenities. There are, pizza shops, coffee shops, sushi bars. You're obviously right on the Lake Conroe. Lots to do, but it's definitely a little bit further out, a suburb that's further out. So that's kind of where I'm gonna start. And you can buy land, or you can be kind of in a master plan community. I have a video on Wood Forest, which is where I live right now, and lots of video footage of that. So that would be my first spot. Let's talk about the Woodlands. Always voted the #1 place to raise kids in the nation. Not super big lots. I would say some are quarter acre, 11,000, 15,000 square feet. It's kind of average, some smaller. Definitely a neighborhood, like neighbors, out each side, and lots of pools, no HOA. It's all included in your tax rate, lower tax rate, 2.1 or so, 2.2, depending on the neighborhood. The tax rate in Montgomery is going to be closer. Well, Wood Forest is 2.6 to 2.7, and then the more acreage, older neighborhoods are 1.8. So kind of give you a range there. The Woodlands is kind of compact, but there's so many cool, the waterway, the restaurant row, Market Street. I mean, there is so much to do on a Friday night there. There's always concerts in the park. There's the Mitchell Pavilion, which has outdoor concerts. It's pretty spectacular. It's just a little more packed in, but it has a lot of 5-star dining, great shopping, pretty much everything you would ever need. And to me, is probably the highest, most luxury in suburb of the city of Houston. So you don't have that kind of stuff in Katy. You don't have that kind of stuff in Sugarland or Pearland or Kingwood or anything like that. So moving over, let's go to kind of the Tomball, Magnolia area. That area is also smaller school district. So whereas the Woodlands has got Woodlands and then it's got College Park, but there's like 9 or 10 other high schools in that school district, and all of them are 6A. So you have a lot of students. Magnolia and Tomball and Montgomery are all very similar, all 2 high schools in their school district, but Magnolia is a little bit bigger than Montgomery schools, and then Tomball is even bigger. They're 6A, so they've grown a lot. But just kind of your smaller school district, downtown Tomball is very, very cool. They have the German Festival twice a year. They have the homecoming parade through the town. They have the Christmas parade through the town. Lots of antique stores. There's the Fire Ant Brewery is amazing. The Rebar Coffee Shop. My friend owns a plant shop. Like downtown Main Street, Tomball is very charming, very cool. Great place to be. And then Magnolia is a little bit more country living, but pretty close to Tomball and pretty close to the Woodlands. So you can kind of get anywhere on that. Then we can move over to Cypress, Texas. Cypress is also massive, like the Woodlands. I think there's 12 high schools there. I start to lose count. All 6A, all big, all kind of tight-knit neighborhoods. There are a few with land, but it's pretty tight, smaller land. I will say, if you are worried about the different counties, I say this, Harris County is run very liberally. Montgomery County is very conservative. So most of Tomball is in Harris. Magnolia is in Montgomery, Woodlands is in Montgomery. So just to kind of give you an idea, this is just personal experience. I used to live in Harris County in a very nice gated community. And one night we lived on 2 acres. So somebody came somehow got through the gate, came all the way up our driveway, broke into my car, broke into our garage. They probably got several $1,000s worth of stuff. Well, the next morning they were using my credit card at a local gas station. So my husband and I went up there. We found the person using it. We found their car, their license plate, everything that they needed to prosecute. And we put it on a zip drive because the police officer told us to. He came to my house to pick it up and he's like, I just want you to know, we don't prosecute them in Harris County now. It's $10 for them to get out of jail. It's a waste of our time. Now, in Montgomery County, we moved. There's a sign on the freeway that says, we prosecute all criminals. If you break the law, you're going to jail. So it is definitely a different mentality, and it just depends on what's important to you. Again, I don't like to get in the middle of all that, but Montgomery County versus Harris County are 2 different run counties for sure. So Cypress is in all of Harris County, the whole thing. And then let's move over to Katy. So Katy is also massive. I used to be a junior high PE teacher and I coached volleyball, basketball, and track. I drove the big yellow bus. It was pretty awesome. This is a long time ago. Great school district, very highly rated, very diverse. And again, I would compare it very similar to Cypress as far as kind of tight-knit neighborhoods, smaller lots, and affordable. So Cypress and Katy are both probably more affordable suburbs and good school districts, but all big schools, all, lots and lots of kids in those schools. If you go a little bit further out, you'll hit Fulshire. That's where my sister lives. And a lot of people like that. As Katy got too busy, they started moving out. And that area too is growing a lot. So that's kind of your Katy Fulshire area. Then we can go kind of into Houston. I have an agent I interviewed on here. She does kind of the Heights, Montrose, inside the Loop, all that area, and kind of where I grew up on like the west side of Houston. I've actually sold a couple houses in there because I know that area. Obviously, I grew up there. My parents are still there. But if you're looking for, maybe you're kind of a younger family or even single or just a young couple, the Heights is super, super fun. It is very swanky, very trendy, lots of great restaurants, great walkability. So if that's kind of your thing, then call me and we'll get you down to our agent down there and we can go check out kind of the Heights in the inner loop. So those are kind of the main areas that I wanted to talk about. There of course is Pearland and down by the water, which I have another agent down there that works that area. And some people like Kingwood. If I'm picking my top places, I like Northwest Houston. I specifically like Montgomery Woodlands because of all the trees and how green it is. So that's kind of why I tend towards, plus I like the lake. So we like to surf on the lake, we like to fish, we do all that stuff. But lots of different options. If you guys ever need help, please reach out to me, text me, call me, however I can help. I'm happy to help you. Even if you're a year out and you're just starting to plan, let's at least get you on a search and kind of start getting you moving in that direction. I help people every single day moving from out of state into state, so I know how to make the transition as smooth as possible with selling and buying and all that good stuff. And I would love to help you, so reach out anytime. I hope you have a blessed day.